Yes, now, along with this, we have studied simple square points, how to use them in breakout trading. We learned how to use it in range trading. We have studied this. Now we will also study that besides simple pivot points, other pivot points exist, which we will discuss. We will discuss the most popular ones. One we have is the Woodie pivot points, Camarilla, and Fibonacci. So, what is the difference between Woodie pivot points and normal pivot points? The normal pivot point equally adds the high, low, and close and divides them. But Woodie places a lot of emphasis on the closing price. Okay? The closing price is very much important. So, our pivot point should be close to the closing price. So, what is the difference in its formula and the rest? What is the difference in the formula of the simple pivot point? The difference is that it adds the high and low to the pivot and multiplies the close by 2 and then adds it. Meaning plus pivot point, meaning high plus low plus close again divided by 4. Why? So that the average price that comes out is near and close to the closing price and accepted. The rest of its formula is almost the same. You can see it. You can also gauge its difference. How many people is this good for? This is good for day traders. Using the message mostly. Then second, we have the Camarilla pivot points. Now, what are Camarilla pivot points? The method to find the pivot point of Camarilla pivot points is exactly the same. It basically uses mean reversal. What does mean inversion mean? The meaning of mean reversal is that it finds a world level midpoint and emphasizes it. So, the method to find its pivot point is the same as normal pivot points. High plus low plus close divided by 3. There is no difference in this. Where is its difference? Its difference comes in support and resistance. It comes to its R4 and S4. Surely, when we go to R4, S4, most of the time the price will return, meaning it will come back to the pivot point. So we will calculate it. Close plus high minus low multiply by 1.1. Then S4 will also be calculated like this. Close minus high minus low multiply by 1.1. So when we have touched S4 or R4, it will be fixed in the room of pivot points that most of the time we will come back. MIC means the normal pivot point, just like we use RSI or stochastic overbought or suit conditions. This mostly works for short-term time traders, for scalps, and in volatile markets. But in our market, where the market is suddenly going up, suddenly going down, you should keep an eye on S4 or R4. You just have to make an entry there. But what does it do? And the second thing is, it involves quick in and quick out. That you touch it, come back, and you have to exit. You don't have to wait for anything, because this is a trading style. This is called counter trade, trading against the trend. So against the trend, you have to be very quick and very smart. And last but not least, we have Fibonacci pivot points. Fibonacci. As we discussed, the numbers found in nature, the Fibonacci sequence, and so on, which we have discussed before. So I will not discuss it. So what does this do? It adds Fibonacci levels to the price and calculates them. Okay, now how do we calculate it? We have to calculate it. For example, the formula for calculating the pivot point is the same, but to find R1, R2, S1, S2, we will be using Fibonacci for that. How we did pivot point plus high minus low for R1 using Fibonacci, but we multiplied it by 236 Fibonacci level or 0.3238 Fibonacci level. Then to calculate S3 and 3, we multiplied it by 0.5 Fibonacci level. Similarly, to calculate R4, we used 0.68618 Fibonacci level. So this is that formula. You can see this on your site. So basically, this is helpful for those who trust Fibonacci more, who believe in Fibonacci. So it mostly helps them. There is no advantage because we are using Fibonacci just like the harmonic patterns you use, which we will study further, which is also based on the concept of the golden ratio and Fibonacci sequence. In the same way, they are using this sequence in pivot points as well, because they believe that this sequence is found from the human body to the entire universe. It keeps on repeating itself the same way in trading.